I'll let you know when we're live. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
it's
are
live now.
live. Yeah, it's live now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you, Ese Monday, for joining us. I'll need to switch to YouTube from here, but it's fine. I just want to quickly make a bit of introduction before Ese Monday takes over. Right. So, welcome to today's stream. Today we'll be building a simple decentralized application, and it will be an hands-on workshop. So, but before we start, I just want to introduce Web3 Ladies to anyone that is watching, or anyone that would be watching this later. So, Web3 Ladies is a community of women in Web3, and one of our goal is to onboard women into the Web3 space, right? And we have different type of opportunities and ways in which we actually empower women in the Web3 space. I wouldn't want to take much of Ace's time because we've already like taken like 7 minutes before we get started. So I'll just pass the mic to Ace. So Ace can actually introduce herself. So after this, after Ace's section, I can talk more extensively about Web3 ladies and how you can join the community. So I'll just pass the mic to Ace. Thank you very much, Ace. You have the floor.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone. My name is Ese Monday. I am a developer relations engineer, a technical writer, and a free open source software advocate. I work with Web3JS as an ambassador, and the goal of Web3JS is to make Web3 more accessible to JavaScript developer. And if it's your first time hearing about Web3JS is a JavaScript library for interacting with Ethereum and other EVM compatible blockchains. And in this session, we'll be talking on building a decentralized application on the blockchain using Web3JS. And if you give me a moment, I have my slide ready. I have my slide ready. Let me just get this. And during the process of this workshop, this is a very hands-on workshop. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comment section. Okay. Um, Give me a moment. I'm trying to get my slide ready.
Okay, as I say, Monday is getting our slide ready. If you're just joining us, please feel free to use the comment section to introduce yourself and say hi to us. So feel free to use the comment section. Just tell us where you're joining from. Tell us what you love to learn from this workshop section, right? So that we can actually get to know each other as we are listening and we are learning, right? So yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get my Google slide
Okay,
onto
sure.
stream here.
You can just use present.
Don't know
There
why it's
is
been more
an
difficult.
icon on that StreamYard. Just tell it to present and it will just present your screen to the StreamYard platform.
Oh, oh, I think that could work. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Now can you see my? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I can see your
I do
screen
see
now.
my. Okay. Okay. So for this, hi. Once again, for this session, we'll be talking about building decentralized application on the blockchain, and it's going to be a very hands-on workshop. But I would take my time to make it as digestible and easy as possible. The goal is to make it beginner friendly so you can always reference this in case you have any confusion. So first things first, my name is Ese Monday. I am a software engineer. I've been a software engineer for the past 6 years, and I am currently a Web3 JS ambassador lead. I specialize in DevRel and Web3 technologies. I am an avid researcher and I love nature. And in my spare time, I play video games and I spend time with my family and my two amazing dogs, Billy and Shepherd. Yeah, Billy's a Lhasa Haspel, Shepherd is a Caucasian Shepherd. They keep me busy all the time. Then this will be the outline for the workshop. We'll be going through the introduction to decentralized application and the blockchain, and we'll be setting up our development environment, and we'll be building a very simple decentralized application. And we'll also have a slide for resources and next steps to help you with your Web3 development. So first things first, what is a blockchain? I would say blockchain is a decentralized ledger technology. If we're going to abstract all of this away, I would say a blockchain is basically a database. A database basically has two functions. You either read data from it or you write data to it. So it's a decentralized ledger technology, and the two keywords to put into perspective is that it is public and it is permissionless. This decentralized part of it makes it that anybody at any part of the world, anywhere, can read and write data from this particular database. So you don't need the permission of any third party, and it is open to all. Now, how decentralized application work is that it allows us interface with this particular blockchain technology. If you take a look at this, your decentralized application works around here. This is the front end of the application. The front end could be a React application, it could be a Vue application, it could even be a mobile application, or you could write a program in Python. And it makes those calls to the blockchain via something called the JSON RPC. The JSON RPC in turn interfaces with what we call nodes on the blockchain. So a blockchain is decentralized, it is permissionless, and it is open to everybody. But in order for that decentralization to thrive, or in order for the blockchain to keep on functioning, we need something called nodes. And what those nodes do is that they run the Ethereum or whatever blockchain application. For this workshop, will be focusing on EVM compatible blockchain. So all these nodes on the network, they run the EVM software, and whenever you need to write data to the blockchain, you have to interface with one of these node application here, and the data will be on the blockchain. Now, to get started, the first thing we need to do is create our React app, and all you have to do is run this command, and you have your React app. And you should also not forget to always push your code to the GitHub repository, and then you can also go ahead and add some styling. I'll go ahead and add some extra. I think I already started building the application just to set up the base components. Just to set up the base components, and I'll also be showing the final outcome of this. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Okay, yeah. This is our slide, and then how do I add one extra? Or let me do that, and let me just add my Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I have this application already set up. It's already set up here. It's a basic React application, and I wish I could actually just share my entire screen. So as I move from cursor to cursor, it's actually, yeah. Let me just share my entire screen.
Okay, that works perfectly. I think that's fine. Sharing the entire screen so that it will be easy for you.
Oh yes. So this is a
Okay, let me.
basic application already built. I already run our command, which is what we have here. Oh yeah, this is what we have here. which is what we have here. Okay. So what you need to know about Web3 is that Web3 is one of the oldest public good of Ethereum. And it had its first commit in 2014. For this presentation, I already did the basics. I already okay. Okay, that's I'm going too far. Okay, I already created my React application. I called it Web3 Ladies. As we can see here, Web3 Ladies. I already pushed it to GitHub and I already added styling. So if you go ahead to localhost, we should be able to see our application running. Okay, I already added some basic styling, which is what we can see up here from our code base. Yeah, this is the entry. Yeah, we could see up here from Hello World. It already has some basic. It already has some basic tailwind styling. Let me go ahead and take this off. Now let's call this Hello Web3 Ladies. That should change. Yeah. Now this is fully loaded and we are good to go. We have already have the base structure of our application. The next thing we want to do is install the Web3.js library. And the Web3.js library basically is a JavaScript library. It also works with TypeScript. It allows you perform any form of, should I say, any form of function that you currently have in a smart contract. It allows you interface with the entire Ethereum ecosystem and other EVM compatible chains. So in order to install it, all you need to do is run npm install Web3, and that installs the Web3.js library for you. And that installs the Web3.js library for you. So we're going to leave this to install for a bit while I go ahead with my slide. Well, so from here, you install the Web3 library, and the Web3 just is not just a library. It comes with this a full suite of plugin for you to work with. For example, we have this Web3 Chainlink plugin that allows you interact with the Chainlink Oracle system. And basically, what an Oracle system is that it allows you bring off-chain data on-chain to the blockchain or to your smart contract. And for this application, well, it's going to be quite robust. We'll be working with the front end and we'll also be deploying an application to Remix. So I think yeah, this is my application. Now, in order to find Web3, in order to find more information about Web3.js, all you need to do is head down to web3js.org and you'll find all you need to know about Web3.js from the documentation to the plugin system and everything you might need for a decentralized application. And I'll also go ahead and open one more tab for my for my smart contracts because for this workshop we're interacting with the smart contracts. Okay, while we leave both of that to load, while we wait for both of that to load. So prior to this stream, I already started the basics of my decentralized application. I already built a form that interacts with a smart contract. And what the smart contract basically does is that it gets the data and returns the data. So I can read the data that is on the blockchain and I can also change the data on the blockchain or I can write to the blockchain. Oh yeah, this is the Remix IDE. If you don't know what Remix is a browser IDE. That's an integrated development environment where you can write smart contracts and deploy on whatever network you want to deploy on. And it also comes from sample smart contracts. For example, we have this smart contract called storage, and I think we could interact with this one. What this smart contract basically does is that it gets a number, it gets a number, and it comes with a function called storing. The storing allows you change the value of this number and store it on the blockchain. And then this retrieve function helps you retrieve the value of that number from the blockchain. And if we go ahead and compile it, if you see this, that means compiled successfully. We go ahead and deploy it. Let's go ahead and deploy it. For the it's deploying to Remix VM. It's more like a testnet, so you don't really get enough information about that. Now, if I try to retrieve this, since I have not stored any value on the blockchain or stored any value in the smart contract, it always return zero. So if I go ahead and store the value and make it say 23, it's going to run a transaction. And one thing we need to pay attention to is that anytime you write data to the smart contracts, you pay something called the gas fee. The gas fee basically is the amount paid to the nodes running the software on their machine. It's like an incentive to them to make them continue running the application in order to have wider coverage, in order to make it more decentralized. The more nodes you have on the network, the more decentralized it is. And I would say the slower it becomes, but that's up for debate. So now that I've gone ahead and stored this, if I want to go ahead and retrieve it, I'll see my number here as 23. So the goal of this workshop basically is to bring the front end and the smart contract together in order to show you how to interact with it. And for that, I have a sample application I built. It's called Scrovers. So if you go ahead and go to the front end and we run this application, I think it's run dev, just to show you what it looks like and what is going on behind the scene. This is a full-fledged application, and it should show you how it actually works. Now, if you look at my project called Scrovers, you would see there's something called the application, the API, the components, the ecosystem. Basically, those are just components on its own. But the most interesting part is, I would say, not the ecosystem. Okay, well, under the front end, yeah. Let's see. I think it's not config either. No, that should be app. Okay, let's see components from header marking model. The moment I'm trying to find the most interesting file, that allows us interact with. Okay, layout. This is layout. Web3 provider, yeah, the Web3 provider file. Okay, yes. Component. Okay, yeah. So the most interesting part of this application is the file called the wallet provider. And if you go ahead and okay, it's also on localhost 3000. Wow, it's on. That means it should be here. If you go ahead and refresh this, let's see. Let me stop this application here. This is our sample application we already started with, but I'm trying to show a project I already worked on with Web3.js and to show you what is capable with Web3.js. So this project was built on Scroll Network, and we'll give it the moment to compile. And while I show you the structure, so with the Web3.js library, you could connect with wallets, with MetaMask wallets, and you could use any function on the smart contract, all from your simple JavaScript application. Like for this, I call it the Web3 provider. This Web3 provider, what it does basically is, first thing it does is connect your wallets. It checks if you have MetaMask or any wallets installed. Chain ID, checks the chain ID it's on. Then it goes ahead. For this, I was working with Scroll Sepola, which is the testnet of Scroll, and it checks if I'm connected to the correct if I'm connected to the correct chain. If not, it adds the chain ID for me if I don't have it already okay. Okay, so that should have compiled successfully. Oh yes, so this is Scrovers. It's a project I built on the Scroll Polar network, and we'll go ahead and see how this works. So the first function there was the connect wallet function. If I go back to my code base here, if I go back to my code base here, Yes, application. That's how powerful the Web3.js library is. Now go ahead. I installed Web3.js and I imported Web3.js, and I'm connecting Web3.js to a provider, and it's allowing me connect to my to my smart wallet and sign messages, disconnect wallets, and also now this register project is a function in my smart contract, but I would show you in just a moment. But the major thing I wanted to show from this project is the fact that Web3.js allows you connect to wallets and also safeguards you from connecting to the wrong chain while interacting with the decentralized application. Okay, so this is my project, and the first thing we would want to do is connect our wallets in order to interact with the smart contract or the decentralized application. It's a simple application that allows you post projects and kind of drop some feedback on the project or rate the project. And if we go down here to ecosystem, first let me connect my wallets. So what it did was check if I have MetaMask installed and try to connect to the MetaMask, and my wallet is opening up here. Okay, now it checks if I'm on the right chain, and for this, I'm currently on the list network, but it's trying to connect me to the right network, which is the Scroll Sepolia network. If I go ahead and approve, it adds the network for me, and then it connects my wallets to the correct network. Okay, yes. So now this is a decentralized application, and the major function is that it allows me add a project. Say I wanted to add a project called the Web3 Ladies Community Fund. Community Fund. Call it iShat, and then a short description, a project, or should I say community, a community centered on in the Web3 space. And then we can duplicate that here. Put my portfolio, let's say arts, no, let's say Web3, blockchain, and tech. That should work fine. And now I would want to go ahead and store this information on the blockchain, which is why I told you to pay attention at the point where we'll be paying gas fee for storing this information on the blockchain. Okay. Now go ahead and submit this.
I was saying he wants an HTTPS.
Oh, iPad. Is it iPad text? No, no, that's HTML.
Hyperlink.
Hyperlink transfer protocol. Something about security.
Yeah, yeah.
Something about security. Basically, it has to do with the URL configuration. And now this is submit to the smart contract and save on the blockchain. But that's that about that application. Let's go back to our presentation. Now we've installed Web3 JS. Yeah, I think that's done. That should be done installing. Yeah, we've installed Web3 and but yeah, Web3 JS is not just a library, it's a community of people. We currently have an ambassadorship program open. So if you are passionate about Web3 and you are looking for a passionate community to help you along your journey, feel free to join the Web3 JS community. And yeah, this part is for the deployment of Flick. That means for this, we should focus on interacting with our application, which we have here, which is Web3 layers. I'll go ahead and close the Scroverse. This is submitted to the blockchain and it's going to save all that information on the blockchain. But for this, we'll be working with a particular smart contract. Let's work with this particular smart contract. And for me, I like to use AI. Mean, I like to embrace the use of AI in my decentralized application. It helps my development go a little, should I say, yeah, faster, a whole lot faster. Now let's save our application since we have Web3 installed. Now, when you install your Web3, first thing you need to do is connect to your wallet. So we'll create a button here and we'll call it Connect Wallet with no styling at all. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's done. Okay, I think that's done installing. And localhost 3000. Just this out. Okay. I don't know if you can see my screen anymore. You can hear me. I hope I
Can
didn't
see your screen and I
disconnect.
can hear you. Okay, I
Okay,
can see a
perfect,
connect
perfect.
wallet
Okay,
now. Yeah.
okay, cool. So we have our connect wallet button, and the major thing we want to do for that button is to make sure it connects to our MetaMask wallets. Let's call it class name PJ purple purple. Let's give the color purple 600 text. Let's rounded. Add just to add some basic styling to it. Just to add some basic styling to it. But um none. Oh yeah, very basic. P4. Yeah. Now that's our wallets. And I think there's some styling up here we need to get rid of. That's making everything at the bottom. And okay, yes, we want to interact with the smart contract that takes data and stores it on the blockchain. Let me bring this up here. Let me bring this up here. Confusion or you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions. After this session, I'll go through them and I would answer the ones I can. And if you need further help, you can always reach out to me on my social media platform and the Web3 ladies community. We'll put our button up here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's way better. That's way better. So PG4, we had some padding, class name W4, flex, justify, and yeah, let's see how this looks now. Oh yeah, we have our connect wallet button here, and we have hello web playlist here. I'm sorry, I'm just really obsessed with styling. If my application is not properly styled, it doesn't just do the trick for me. Then we'll make that button white over BG purple. Let's make it slightly lighter the moment you over. Okay, let's make it slightly lighter the moment you over. Let's make it 400. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, perfect. So first things first, we need to import Web3 into our application. We already have it installed. Now we need to import it. So we go ahead and import Web3 from Web3. And I already created some parts of our application over here. And what this does basically is it connects to your MetaMask wallet. And if you want your wallet to connect the moment you load your application, you put it in a use effect. If you are familiar with if you're familiar with React JS, this would not be so different from what you do with your use effects. It's basically the same thing. Mhm. Then we need to import the use effect hook. Yeah, we need to import that. Then also use state. Then const with three, set of three, use state null, contract, set contract null. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see what we have. Set of three is not a function. What did I do wrong here? Okay, yeah, I see. We see it's an array. Okay. Oh, invalid Ethereum address. Yeah, you. Okay, yeah, we need all of this, but we don't have it just yet. So we'll go ahead and comment it out. Go ahead and comment it out. So, okay, let's see. This should connect to our MetaMask wallet the moment we initialize it. Or we could create a function called connect wallet. Connect wallet, mm, connect wallet, then create an instance of Web3 and connects to Web3 basically. Make this an asynchronous. Let me take out their weight. Yes. Okay, so now we are going to add this function to our button. So when clicked, we connect to our wallet. Okay, I think I need to go back and yeah, npm start again and refresh our application. I'll give that to a moment to reconnect while we create our form. And oh yes, the smart contract will be working with. I think we need a new smart contract for that. I had one on Gemini previously. Okay, should be done refreshing by now.
Okay, I don't know if I should just ask this question. So
Yeah, go
you know
ahead.
that we okay, so you know that we are using okay. Earlier on, we used the Remix ID. You showed us how to use the Remix ID, how to compile a smart contract on Remix ID to send and receive data from the blockchain, right? So I'm saying if you also add your smart now that we want to interact with our smart contract on the front end, how are we bringing in our
Yes.
smart contract into our React application?
Okay. So
Are we
in order to that is where Web3 JS comes into play. Web3 JS basically
okay?
allows you connect your smart contract to your front end application. And for this example, which is what I'm trying to show you. So for this example, we have this simple smart contract. I call it save info. And all it does is that it's setting the name of
Did I just miss you? Hello, can you hear me?
attention to this. It's showing you that the type, or should I say the, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello, can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, that question you asked, which is what Web3 JS library is for. Web3 JS library basically allows you to connect your front-end application to your smart contract. So with working with this smart contract, and basically all it does is that it takes a value called name, and then it allows you set the name and also get the name. If you go ahead and compile it, when you're done compiling it, you should see something. When it's done compiling, you should see something called and what the application binary interface basically is a JSON, piece of data, and what it contains is it contains information about the smart contract, information like the variables that are present in the smart contract, like the variable name here. It contains function and how to interact with this function called set name. For example, this smart contract, we have a function called set name and get name. So if you go ahead and compile this, and we go ahead to deploy. Let me clean this up. And let me clean this up. Okay. And we go ahead to deploy the smart contract called save info. Okay. So now we've deployed this. Okay, yeah, we've deployed this, and there's something the binary at the application binary interface. Okay, whenever you deploy an application, you get something called the smart contract address, and when you are done deploying, you can copy your smart contract address from here, and the ABI is
Okay.
what I'm currently looking for.
Okay.
It's under the compiler tab. Yeah. So in order to interact with your smart contract, you need two things: the ABI and the smart contracts. Whenever you compile, you get the ABI down here, so you can easily compile. You can easily copy the ABI. The ABI is just a JSON format information that contains information about the smart contracts, and yeah, which is what I uncommented out here. So this is my smart contract API. So if I go ahead and put this, it's quite long.
Okay.
It's actually, oh, but
Okay.
the more lengthy your smart contract is, the longer it becomes. But for this, I think all we have is internal type is string, which is the name which is the name variable we have here, the name here, and the function set name. You can see the type is a function. Then get name. It returns a string, and there's also something called state mutability. That is when you are diving into the world of solidity. You see something like, okay, it's a view, it's a state that you can view, and it's private. Basically all of that, it comes with solidity, it comes with learning solidity. And the next thing you need to do to interact with your smart contract is the smart contract address. So since we're done deploying this, we can copy our smart contract from here, and we go ahead and yes, uncomment this. with and you put your smart contract. And this is your smart contract basically. Then we have our your smart contract now. You have your API, and next thing you need to do is you need to initialize a new instance of a smart contract. And Web3.js library comes with a utility called the Web3.it utility. And what it basically that does is it allows you to create an instance of your smart contract in order to allow you use your React application to interact with that smart contract. And then we'll be setting the state of the contract, we'll set it here. And just like that, you have everything set up to interact with your smart contract application. Next thing we need to do now is connect our wallet. I think this should be done. This should be done loading and this should be done loading and we need to connect to our smart contract. Let me inspect what's going on here. Oh, a good thing for this, you need your developer, so it's very important. Connect wallets. Okay, it's login, but it's not connecting. And even at the initialization process, it's supposed to connect. You're not here.
That's immediately you launch the application. It's supposed to connect because of the use effects that was added in the React
Yes,
application.
yes.
Okay.
So it's connecting, but it's not. It's logging and it's not
Not
connecting. That's the beautiful part of all of this development.
sure.
that's
Now you have to
that's
like
just,
debug.
you always have to debug, and I think that's what makes a lot of persons actually shy away from any form of development. It feels too tedious.
That's
It
just
feels
it.
too
You get
unattainable. So
exactly.
what I do
And
So what I do is I always create this template. I call them templates. And what the template basically does is that it gives me peace of mind in the sense that whenever I need to do something
how
again,
does
once I've done it before, all I have to do is go back and copy it. And I'm good.
exactly that works perfectly? I think that's a trick now people should use honestly. Then you don't need to start going through the same error every
Like
time.
if, all the time. So for now, I have this my Connect wallet just casually here, and all I have to do is copy and paste it, and I'm good. And make some adjustments here and there in order to cater for my application and particular use case. Apart from that, I think we are quite good. Okay, welcome to Web3 Ladies. Now, sign message, yes, a function missing. Sign message, which is what we have here. Which is what we have here. Okay, so we have our sign message. Now we don't need you. We don't need you. And what else are we looking for? Set account, format wallet address. Format wallet address. What format wallet address basically does is it reduces the length of the address that shows on my front end. Instead of showing all 18 digits, it just shows the first four and the last four.
Oh,
Now we need to
I think I've seen
state is
that
missing.
before when trying to connect with some decentralized application.
Oh yeah, because if you put out all the full length of your wallet address, it's about 18. Now imagine just 18 lengthy
It will stretch
wallet
out the
address just
button
showing on
or
different
something.
end. That's like very, very terrible user experience. Yes, it's a stretch out the button and it's like terrible, terrible user experience. So for like less than 1 minute to go back to the Connect wallets. And normally I'll be here trying to debug. I'm wondering what happened, who I offended, where I went wrong. Then let's go ahead and say connected and make this conditional, and then yeah. So if your wallet is connected, it shows the formatted one here. Now let's try this again. Oh yeah, and that says it's connected successfully, and it even went down to login. Welcome to
Yeah.
Web3 ladies. So we have wallets,
Nice,
and
nice.
that is how you create a connect wallet. But at the end of this session, I would attach a link to the GitHub repo for that connect wallet button. I think it's very very useful for whoever needs to use it. It's very very useful. I cannot count the number of times that has saved me a lot of long code writing that I did not plan for. Then if it's connected, you want to take out this button. Now we have our smart contracts. We have our smart contract, and what our smart contract basically does is it returns something called the name, and it allows us get name and it allows us set name. Let's say Victoria and set name. Now if I go ahead and query name again, we have Victoria quite here. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to use our Web3 JS to interact with that smart contract in order to get that value and put it on our front end. And we also need a form to take that value and send it to the blockchain. I already started creating a bit of it here. I think I have a form here. Yeah. Oh, I even have some things here. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and save this in a form. We have this, then create a form, create a form. Let's see what that looks like. Hey, why you? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I all of that. Okay, let's do this. Set name, account zero. Oh, all of that. Let me just go ahead and start my form from scratch. Let me go ahead and start my form from scratch. Let's put it in a div. Okay, just let me know if it's time to round up. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible.
No problem. We still have
I
like this is
think I've been
5:54.
able
We
to
can still
communicate
spend like 10 to.
the easy of what WebPG can use it to connect to your. Okay, how many minutes more
Yeah,
do I have?
we still have like 15 minutes. This is five. We are supposed to finish by 6 an hour, but like we can extend with like 10-15 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I just that works fine. Okay, that works fine. And then we'll have a button here for submitting, and then we should have a button here for we should have a button here for a button. Let's call it get name. Let's call it get name, and let's call this set name. Put some margin on the top. Put some padding. Flex call gap 2. Oh yeah. Where are you? Oh yeah. So this is what we have so far in our decentralized application. We have get name, that's a button, and set name is a button as well. So let's give it similar styling as what we have up here. Let's give it similar styling as what we have up here. And let's give it similar styling too. Okay. We have get name, we have set name. Cool. Then add some margin up here. Let's call it margin 8. Then this our input that takes the value we want to, let's call it name. Then let's add some class to it. BG purple, or should I say border purple 500 W4. Add the full width to your input button so you can see it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Add some border too. Yep. And that is it. We have our application. Put some space in it. Private button. Hmm. Let's take it here. Okay. Okay. Now we have it all set up. We have our styling, or should I say the layout all set up. And next thing we need to do, undo submit. We have our undo submit setting the send. So now what Web3 just allows us though is that we already created an instance of our smart contract and we already saved it in the value here. Where are you? Called, no, this is connect wallet. This is connect wallet. Um
Tract or something. Yeah, I saw it the other time. That's it. Okay, no. Sig
okay, no,
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 no, no, no. We call it contracts.
that's for
I think we call
signing.
it
That's
contracts.
okay. No, it's no problem. Okay, smart contract. Oh yes. So this is it.
Have you seen
This
the
is what
yeah.
we're doing. Yeah.
Mm,
So when we connect our wallet, we want to sign, and the next thing we want to do is create an instance of our smart contract. Okay. So put this here. Our smart contract API. We get it from, yeah. We get our smart contracts address from here. Yeah, yeah. See here. Then we go get our API from the compiler tab. Okay. So just like that, we have an instance of our smart contract, set contract. Okay, we have our contract here. So yeah, we have our contract here. Very good, very good. Now, in next thing we need to do is, in order to get, there are two main functions we need. We need the handle submit and the get name function. What the handle submit function does is it submits that value to our decentralized application, and then the get name returns the value of
value.
name from our decentralized application.
Okay.
Okay, then set name. So we need name up here. Okay, okay. Now one thing I always go back to do is reference my code. At every point I work with it, I have to reference it. So yes, I created functions for this here. Yeah, that's what's causing the issue. But yes, so now we need to create a wait contract. We already stored our contract, an instance of our contract here. And okay, one other very vital thing to pay attention to is to know the network you're deploying on. So when we copy the ABI and the smart contracts for this, decentralized application, our smart contract was deployed on Remix VM, which is the Remix virtual machine. That means it's not accessible on the blockchain or any other blockchain. But for this, we want to work with the Scroll Sepolia blockchain. So we would need to deploy our application to the appropriate network. And for that, I would be using the injected MetaMask provider, and I would go ahead and redeploy my application. Yes.
Okay, so depending, your smart contract must be deployed on the blockchain that you want to have your application running on, right?
Yes. Yes, it must be. And in order to make sure you're connected to the appropriate network, if you deploy your smart contract on Sepolia or Remix Sepolia and you try and interact with that smart on Optim network, it will not go through because you are at the blockchain. So for this, we would want to use Scroll Sepolia. So we would need to make sure we have our smart contract connected to this. Yeah, for this we're on Cello, but I'm trying to deploy on Scroll Sepolia. Yes, this is what we have here. Oh yeah, Scroll Sepolia. I think I'm quite rich. I have $131, but that's on the
Yeah.
testnet though.
Okay. So the testnet is
You go
different
ahead
from the
and
main
deploy our
so that I watch.
Oh yes. The testnet is like your test server. It's like a test server. It allows you do whatever you want to do, construct, deconstruct, whatever you decide to do. And whenever you make a mistake, it's not you are not paying for it. Like for this, I think the network fee for deploying my application is $0.01, and I think that's because we're on Scroll Sepolia. On Ethereum mainnet, it might be a whole lot more expensive. So you don't want to continue testing your decentralized application on Ethereum mainnet. It's quite expensive. You actually don't want to do that. And if you end up doing that, you will not get away with it because your employer would not allow you rest. Okay. So it might take a while. Yes. Now this is on Scroll Sepolia, and we have a new smart contract address. So go ahead and copy the smart contract address. And one thing needs to be okay. One should I say one also side notes. Side note is that the ABI doesn't change no matter what network you are deploying it on. Scroll Sepolia,
I was about to
Arbitrum
ask
system.
that we have to now copy the new ABI once we change the what's it called, network that we are deploying to.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to. The only thing that changes is your smart contract address. The ABI remains the same. It's basically like you're calling the same function. So on this, now we have get name. Now we have this get name. So we go ahead and we'll put our function. Okay, yeah. So on click get name. So God's willing that should work through without any error. Let's see. Okay. Get name. When you get it, what do? You set it. Let's console log it. Okay. Well, let's do this first. Let's interact with this smart contract. Let's set the name here. Let's call it Victoria. Set name. But yeah, anytime you're writing transaction or any data to the blockchain, you're always going to be charged a gas fee. And the transaction is going to take a while to mine before you can access it. Okay, cool. Now let's go back to our application. Let's click get name methods. Now that is a Web3 error. That's an error. Hold on. Methods, yeah. contracts, we have our contract all set up properly. 3.8.contract. Mm, oh, let's go ahead and let's do the contract setting here. The 3.8.contracts. Yeah, when we sign the message. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh this. Okay, now these are signed again. Methods. None for methods. We have our methods set here. So basically, what this method, what it does is it allows you, okay, it allows you create an instance of your contract. Then contracts. We have it saved in our state variable. Then okay, don't see what the error is. Let's try the handle submit. So where are you? Where are you? Let's click this. Then on now let's add our submit button here. On click, let's put set no undo submit. Okay, what that does is it sends the value to our smart contract. Okay, methods. There's something going on with the contract initialization. Okay, no, that's not possible.
Is it showing the line of code when where the error is coming from?
Yeah, it does. It's showing the line of code, but it's returning null. Okay, connect wallet, sign messages. It does it set the account as? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see where the error is coming from. See where the error is coming from. We're saving it as account up here. We will need to access it down here. Okay, that should work fine. I don't know what is causing the error. Okay. Okay, what I like to do is now we go ahead and use the trusted AI coding assistant. But with this, it has some basic on how you would use Web3.js to interact with the smart contract in order to get your data and in order to retrieve your data. And I think I'll go ahead with my slide. I'm quite done with this. Oh yeah, and the last bonus I wanted to add in was a deployment to Flick Network. And what Flick Network basically is a decentralized cloud provider. It's just like your Netlify or your Vercel, but in this case, it's decentralized. Now, with this application, with these methods here, you can always go back and reference it in order to learn how to connect your front-end application to a decentralized application. After this session, I'll go ahead and check for the error and then make changes, and I'll make this code base available for whoever might need it in order in order to reference this, in order to connect your front-end application to smart contracts to have a decentralized application. And if you want to learn more, shut up and show me the demo. We already have the demo here, and it has some bugs I need to go and work on. And yeah, for learning resources, you can find learning resources on Alchemy University, on Siphon Updraft, and Web3 Docs, learnweb3.io. But then I have a roadmap for anyone that is currently trying to transition from front end development to Web3 development. I have a roadmap. It contains everything you need, from the books you need to read, the links you need to read, to the job boards and basically common front end UI interfaces, like the template I have for my Connect Wallet button. So I'll be attaching the link to that in the description section, so you can always go back to it. And if you want to keep in touch with me, you can also reach out to me on Twitter on Ese Monday, and also on LinkedIn Ese Monday. So I think I'm quite done. After that, I would work on the blog and I'll make the code base available to everybody.
Thank you very much for your time, Essay. I really enjoyed this section. I really, really enjoyed it because you took us through Web3JS, took us through. I didn't even know that we would touch Remix ID. I thought you just like you'd have the smart contract already compiled and the ABI and you just had it in your code. You took us through Remix ID. You showed us how to actually interact with our smart contracts using Web3JS. Sorry. And you also mentioned Flick. I actually didn't really know about Flick. I think they mentioned Flick during the base builder thing. But I didn't know it was a decentralized application where you can deploy your decentralized application, right? So thank you very much, Ese Monday. So I'll reach out to Ese Monday to make available the code base, and she would finish up after this section because of time. Then she would make this code base available for anybody that wants to practice. You can always make use of Remix ID. Remix ID is just a website that you can go to. It's not like an app, it's a website, right? So you can always like go to your Remix ID. So one question that I have is that on Remix ID, the code are written in Solidity, right?
Yes.
So can you use another language entirely? Maybe let's say Rust with Web3JS.
Okay. You can. So most of the EVM compatible blockchain, they don't work with Rust. They work with either Viper. I think there's also Python and Solidity. So Rust code base does not work with Remix ID. It doesn't work with the EVM or Ethereum ecosystem. If you want to work with Rust, you will now start looking towards, say, Solana.
Okay. I totally understand that. So basically, if you are going to use your Remix ID, you should understand what Solidity is or have a little knowledge of Solidity, especially when you're just starting. And yeah, in the description of this video on YouTube, I have added a Monday's Twitter link. So X link, now we have it, we call it X. So I added an X link so that you can easily like click on it and go to our X page. You can follow her and you can also like have access to that resources that she's talking about, especially if you're going from being a front end developer in Web 2 to starting front end in Web3. So it will be very useful for you. So that is all about today's section. Next week we are also having a Twitter space where we'll be discussing Ethereum as an EVM compatible layer. Ethereum and sorry, we'll be discussing Ethereum and Stacknet. Yeah. So what you want to do is join Web3 ladies. In the comment section, I have added the link to join our Discord channel. And like I said from the beginning, Web3 ladies is a community of female that is being onboarded into the Web3 space. So we have several opportunities for ladies, from hackathons to mentorship to providing job opportunities and support for ladies that are looking to actually explore the Web3 world, right? So please, if you know this is something you love, or you know somebody that wants to be onboarded into the Web3 space and is a female looking for people like Ese Monday to connect with, please make sure that they are joining the Web3 ladies community, right? So this video will definitely be will always be available on YouTube. You can always come back to watch and have access to it, especially if you want to follow our tutorial or our workshop from the beginning to the end. So that's why we're always having it on YouTube, so that we can always have this video here and you can always follow it, right? So I think that will be all for today. Like I said, make sure that you're joining Web3 Days. And lest I forget, our mentorship is coming up. Our mentorship 5, like cohort 5, is coming up, and you can join that cohort by registering, but you only have access to the registration link by joining our community. So like I said, I have added the Discord link in the description of this YouTube video. You can just click on it and join us on Discord so that you'd have access to that cohort. You have like a 3 month hands-on mentorship, something like what Ese Monday did today, an intensive one for 3 months with mentors. Yeah, so that is that on that. And this will be the end of today's section. I want to say a big thank you to Ese Monday, to Web3JS. Yeah, they're giving us, those ambassadors are doing great things in the space. Thank you to Web3JS. Thank you to Ese Monday. Thank you to Web3 Ladies. I am Aisha, the community lead for Web3 Ladies, and you can always reach out to us on our Discord channel if you have any further question. I would see you in our next video. Do have a wonderful night, rest of the day. Bye, Ese Monday.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Bye, everyone.